Hey, hey, hey! It's been a week or so since I have been live, and I am up here again with a valuable message for everyone who is utilizing speaking to either grow a brand, grow their business through lead generation, or revenue generation. So come in, come in, come in, my friends. Come in, spend some time with me for the next 10 minutes. And let's talk about getting paid to speak and the three necessary components. And I think this is an important conversation to have because there's a lot of misconceptions that I feel, very high expectations when it comes to utilizing speaking, executive presence, thought leadership to grow a business, to grow a brand, to grow an organization. And oftentimes that leaves us in a place of frustration. It leaves us in a place of feeling like it isn't possible for ourselves. And it also gets us to a place of feeling this is the part that we really want to avoid, but feeling like we can't have a deeper impact. We have this calling, we have this feeling within ourselves that we can't explain, and we know that we want to go bigger with that. So, I'm going to share three components that have been super essential for my own speaking journey, and also some things for you to consider as you are thinking about growing your business or brand. So I'm going to spend about 10 minutes. So if you got 10 minutes of your time, I know your time is valuable, but I highly, highly encourage you to stick in and hear this message of why it's important for us to shift in this way. So I'm Jasmin Haley. I'm the founder of Legacy Scaler, and we are a thought leadership consulting agency. Our specialization is in public speaking and helping individuals to leverage public speaking, whether that be through lead generation, growing a brand, or through revenue generation. And we also center our work on executive presence. So we specialize in doing that through our training programs, through our coaching programs, and we have amazing frameworks that have helped other leaders just like yourself leverage their own expertise. So when I grew my first speaking leg, it was in 2015 when I initially started. In 2016 was when I really took it serious and I started my business. And there was three things that kind of came up because I grew a speaking leg in healthcare, and then I moved outside of healthcare into the work that I'm currently doing right now with Legacy Scaler. And the three components that stood out for me, and you can type this into the chat for those who are watching this live, is the first one, skills, right? We need skill strategy. Here's the second one. We need heart strategy. Okay. And here's the third one. We need business strategy. So go ahead and type into the chat skills, heart, and business. Those are so critical that if any one of them are missing, you're going to find it a challenge to stick, be persistent, to have the self-discipline necessary to truly leverage utilizing your voice. When most people think about speaking, they think it's just keynotes. In fact, most of the people that you'll find in professional associations that are associated with speaking, many of them are keynoters. However, many of us did not get into the space that we're in our business or brand, where we want to be told how to create our voice. Many of us got into the work that we do because we want more freedom. We want more joy. We want to be able to share our message. We want to spend more time with our family, all of these things. And for many of us, keynoting is just not going to work. Keynoting is actually not my favorite thing to do. You know what I love to do? I love sitting in intimate spaces with individuals and workshopping. I love to give the strategy, the actual how. I love to educate and then help people achieve learning outcomes that can always be done in a keynote. It has to be done in an intimate setting where you have more one-on-one, deeper time. So I know what makes my heart sing, and that means that I build out a business model for that. So let's break down the three components and why it's essential for us to be mindful of this. The first one is skills. You must spend time practicing the skill of speaking. And here's the part, this is the part that gets most people tripped up because a lot of folks are actually extremely gifted in their speaking. I know that there are people that I have had the privilege of coaching that are masters at the way in which they communicate. I mean, there's I can never mimic the way they communicate, the way that they construct words in such a beautiful, poetic way. It is a gift from God that they have. However, skill isn't always the necessary thing for most folks that they struggle with. What they have a hard time doing is taking that skill and linking it up with the other two components that I mentioned, which is the business strategy. Yes, you can be creative in the way in which you storytell, but if it doesn't make sense to the bottom line of where you want to be and building revenue and building leads and building profitability within a business, you'll certainly motivate folks. They'll feel empowered, but it won't lead to the bottom line of you building a sustainable business. Hence the reason why business strategy is a central component of someone that's really thinking about getting paid. Yes, we can work on your skills and build up your executive presence and get you more confident with the ability of speaking. But then you have to look at your funnels, the way in which you build your offers, the way in which you construct your curriculum so that it makes sense to the business side of how you're leveraging your voice and your expertise. And for most of us, we don't spend that time creating that foundation for that. One of the things that I absolutely love is sitting down with folks. This is why they hire me, is sitting down and building out those foundational pieces because we're busy. We're busy running a household. We're busy taking care of our children, taking care of our parents, taking care of our fur babies, right? We're fur moms, right? And we have all of these things on our plate that we don't set the time for building those foundational pieces. But oftentimes those pieces are missing. You may have the skill, you may have the thought of a business strategy, but you haven't really created it where those two can work together, where it actually makes sense, where one is playing off the other so that it can lead to more business. Here's the third component that I want to share with you, and this is heart. And if any of this resonates with you, type a 1 in the chat, okay? The third component is heart. One of the things that you'll find with speaking is it takes a lot of self-discipline. It also takes a lot of gumption, right? To keep moving forward. This is not a fast track to wealth. This is not a fast track to enter in whatever revenue goal that you have. Why is that the case? Because the ability to grow relationships and get to a place where someone is confident that you'll be able to make a change or enact a change or get a result for their audience, that is not something that is done overnight. You have to establish certain components within your business strategy and the way that you present yourself and your thought leadership to get to a place of that. Yes. Is it impossible? No, it's not. But most people who are interested in public speaking, they may have the skills, they may have the business strategy, but the time commitment that it takes to actually get to a place of it working like a well-oiled machine, a lot of people don't have the heart for it. They bow out, they get impatient, they feel inadequate because the amount of pitches that have to go in at certain seasons of your speaking career, and it leaves them in a place of feeling frustrated. So my friends, when we think about you getting paid to speak, I want you to think about it more than just saying, I'm going to raise my rates. That's it. I ain't going to speak unless they pay me X, Y, and Z. And I commend you. I commend you for establishing boundaries. I commend you for saying often what people are afraid to say, which is, I'm finally going to be in a place where I'm only going to accept this level of business as I move forward. But I challenge you to also consider that not only just raising your rates, but how am I also looking at my business strategy as it centers around speaking? Am I setting myself up for success in the way that I'm building my speaking skills, in the way that I am building a wow experience for the audience and for the organization that works with me? And also, how am I also taking the time to build the heart piece so I can keep motivated, keep moving forward, especially during the seasons where we're building and trying to get more recognition? I want to highly encourage you that if you know that you have a calling to share your voice and your message, you must be at the Legacy Scalar Conference. And let me explain to you what is the major difference between the Legacy Scalar Conference and other conferences out there that are meant for speaking. All of them are amazing. In fact, I encourage you to explore each and every one of them. However, I also want you to really honestly say, have you really taken the time to look at the ins and outs, all three components, your skills of speaking, your business of speaking, the heart of your speaking? Have you taken a look at any of those components, all three of them, and really looked at it to a place of saying, here are the ways in which I can make these small tweaks so I can really make speaking, public speaking, however I choose, whether it be keynotes, workshops, podcasts, retreats, virtual summits? Have I taken an honest look at that? If your answer is no, I'm going to highly encourage you to come to the Legacy Scalar Conference. My philosophy is this one thing. When we gather together, when I have people in my space, when they come in, number one, it's going to be curated in a way where we have the most amazing professionals who are purpose driven. That's number one. Number two, I am not, and I will never be, a celebrity coach. I'm going to admit that. I will never be a celebrity coach or consultant. That's not me. I ain't interested. I ain't going to be the most popular one. I got too much stuff going on. I will never be in all of the places. But what I will always be is an educator. And what that means is that every single person that I select to be on my stage, every time I show up and I'm in a room, I'm giving you the actual how. I'm giving you the strategies that have worked for me and have also worked for my clients. I believe in creating spaces that are workshop style. I can't get with the whole sales pitch throughout the entire experience. I can't do that. I have tried and attempted to do the ways that most celebrity coaches have recommended, and it's just not happening. So I got to stay true to who I am. I've been hosting my own events since 2017, and every single one of them was workshop style. So when you come into my space, will I share with you ways in which you can work with me? Will we have a vendor hall where you can meet vetted potential individuals who can help service you in your business? Absolutely. But you better believe when you come into my space for those 2 days, we going to get to work. And we're working on those three components. You're going to learn advanced skills for your public speaking. You will learn ways in which you can get stronger in the way that you present your content. You're also going to learn other strategies and trends that I have seen within my own business and the how to. Okay. And then thirdly, you're also going to learn some heart pieces that are necessary for us. For instance, we've got Dr. Taniqua Miller that's going to talk about how do we grow a business while also dealing with perimenopausal or menopausal symptoms. At the end of the day, I can show you every strategy on the planet. And if you ain't sleeping right, if your body is all twisted and worked up and you all an emotional wreck, it's going to be hard for you to navigate those pieces of your business. And so when you think about the way in which we show up, I believe in treating the person holistically. So there's going to be elements of where we're going to take care of ourselves as well, because that is the only thing that's going to help sustain us to have that heart to keep going out there and sharing our message, to keep going out there and pitching. I understand the barriers that affect us as women. We already have challenges getting in many of these places as a woman. But there's also barriers that I face as a woman of color of not being seen or heard and having to create my own table to have the opportunity to share my message. Hence the reason why Legacy Scaler exists. When you see the individuals who have been invited to be on the table, there will be women and often women of color that are there. And the reason for that is that I firmly believe we all need this opportunity, right? To share and showcase our brilliance. And I want to be a contributing factor to that. Yes. Many times within, whether I was in the healthcare industry or right now, I open up the magazines, I open up and I look at these events, and it's not representative of the beauty that we see in the world today. And so I hope that each of you understand that when you say yes to this conference, we're saying yes to this mission that we have of helping 10,000 women of all diverse backgrounds, of all diverse industries, getting together in support of one another to mastermind, to think, to share techniques, to share opportunities with one another so that we can make our respective industries magnificent. There's something really beautiful about having diversity in thought. I was able to start that trend in the healthcare field when at that time when I started, there were no other women of color that were specifically Black women on the stage. Now, when I look at the healthcare industry that I left behind a few years ago, now we're seeing more representation. But sometimes it just takes that one person saying, I'm going to push through the unknown and the risk, and I hope that you'll join me in the same mission. And so that's what I'm asking each of you. If you feel compelled or called to that same mission, if you know that you want to share your voice, if you want to work on the components of your skills, of the business strategy, as well as the heart so that you can keep pursuing speaking, the Legacy Scaler Conference is for you. You can take a look at jasminhaley.com/conference, and you will see what people said about this incredible experience. It's not going to be filled with hundreds of folks. Again, my goal is not to be a celebrity coach. My goal is to actually provide you with what you need in a spirit of generosity. I've always been generous. And every single speaker that has been selected to be on the stage will be the same. One final thing that I want to share with you all as you contemplate and think about this conference is that we will have a speaker competition. And this speaker competition is meant to provide marketing assets, okay? Because this is huge for many of us who are looking to increase our visibility. But it will also give more speakers the opportunity to share their message on stage. Our general session speakers have been selected. However, we still have 6 spots available for those who want to join the speaker competition. Now, I'm not selecting the winner. The actual attendees will actually select who the winner is. But this is such an amazing opportunity for you to share your message in an 8-minute keynote style, and then allow the attendees to provide feedback, to vote in on who they believe should win the grand prize. And this grand prize is an 8K valued opportunity to work with the Legacy Scaler team where we can help uplevel your speaking business and brand. So if you know that this is the right place for you, check out our website. The registration details are in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, wherever you may be watching it. The application is also available to you to apply to be on our stage. The only criteria is that you have to have an open heart and be willing to speak from the heart as well and share your area of expertise. Whatever that may be, we welcome that as long as it's aligned with our core values. So our application will close June 30th, and our early bird tickets will also end June 30th. And so I highly encourage you, if you've got any more questions, we have frequently asked questions on the website, but if you've got any more questions about this incredible event that I have put my skin in the game for, And it is a scary place. In fact, today I was talking with the Angela Williams about some of the mindset hurdles that I've been facing as I'm thinking about this next level of how to support women. It is a scary place to be in, with full transparency, of putting my own skin in the game to curate this space. But the tears that I've seen from individuals, the comments that I've heard from folks who are saying there's no other place like it. They've never been in a place like this with women specifically loving on each other, but also helping to build their businesses. It is like no other. I have not seen it. It is coming from a place from the heart and is being curated by the most amazing community. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all are so brilliant. And so I highly encourage you, check out the website, look at the frequently asked questions. Let me know if you have any questions as well. Check out our guest speakers. Know that you will be able to tackle some of the necessary things that will help you build the skills of speaking, the business of speaking, as well as the heart needed to stay in it, be profitable, and build a sustainable business and brand. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. This was longer than 10 minutes, but I was called to speak more. I appreciate each of you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.